Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level lesson. Today we're going to be looking at the present perfect and the simple past verb tenses to talk about life experiences. So why do we do what we do? So think about these questions. What motivates you? Do you like to work with other people? Do you like to make other people feel happy? And do you like to help other people? So we're all motivated by different things. This first person says, I'm a vet because I love animals. I feel satisfied in my job. This person says, I am motivated by money. It's the most important thing for me in life. I'm a lifeguard because I want to help people and I love the ocean. And I want to be the best teacher. I've been working for 20 years and I love to teach new students every year. So we're going to look at some of the different things that motivate people. This was a survey of 1,000 people, and they were asked what motivates you the most in your job. So here, money and material rewards. An example of that would be to buy expensive things and lead a luxurious life. 34% said that was important. A desire to be the best, knowing more than others about something. 12%. A desire to help others or make the world a better place, 24%. Power and fame, have independence and control over other people, 4%. Recognition and respect, be well known and receive attention from other people, 6%. A passion to learn, a need to learn and to discover new things, 14%. And unknown or no answer, 6%. So what do you think motivates these people? Just take a look and see if you can um, match any of these with the people in the pictures. You can pause the video and try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check the answers. All right, so George is a nurse. He's probably motivated, I would say, for a desire to help others. Tamara is a banker. Could be money, material rewards, a desire to help others, maybe recognition and respect, possibly. William, a lawyer, um, again, money and material rewards, desire to help others, recognition and respect. And Cindy, a zookeeper, probably a desire to help others, maybe a passion to learn about animals. Now, volunteer work is work that you do without payment. You do it for free. So we volunteer at a shelter for homeless people. We provide free meals twice a day. I'm a member of a volunteer group. We spend one day a month cleaning up the local parks. And I'm a volunteer at a nursing home. I spend time with elderly people. So what about you? Have you ever done volunteer work? Have you ever worked for free to help other people? Do you know of any volunteer organizations in your city? And what skills do you have that could help other people? All right, so we're going to read about Alonzo and then answer the questions. You can go ahead and either pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Have you ever done something really rewarding? Yes, I have. I've always loved animals, and when I was about 16 years old, I started volunteering at a local animal shelter. At first, I just cleaned out the animals' cages and made sure that they had food and water. Over the years, I've become more involved. It's definitely one of the best things I've ever done. I've even started studying to become a vet. So can you find examples of the past simple? So go ahead and try to find that on your own. So was, started, cleaned out, made sure, had. And then examples of present perfect, we'll use a different color for that. And here, have done, have loved, have become, I've done, and I've started. All right, the present perfect can describe completed actions. The time period in which the action occurred is unfinished. So we can use the present perfect for completed actions. I have eaten a large breakfast this morning. So an example of that is it is 10 a.m. when he says this. The time period this morning is unfinished. Eating the breakfast is completed, but the morning isn't finished. We form the present perfect with have plus the past participle of the main verb. So it's definitely one of the best things I've ever done. I've even started studying to become a vet. We use the past simple to talk about an experience or action at a particular time in the past. And remember that we use the present perfect to talk about experiences that have happened in our lives. All right, so now you're going to complete the sentences with the present perfect and the verbs below. So take a few moments, try that on your own, and then you can restart whenever you're ready to check your answers. So number one would be I have worked as a volunteer at the local hospital. They have taught English to the new immigrants. We haven't been to Europe, but we hope to go next year. Tony has seen the movie 3 times. Edward has taken the bus to school all year. Antonia has cooked some food for the homeless people. Now we're going to read about Rafaela and answer the questions. So again, they asked her the same question. Have you ever done something really rewarding? Actually, I've done a lot of voluntary work, which has brought me a lot of satisfaction. I've worked on farms. I participated in various wildlife conservation projects, such as working at an elephant sanctuary in Thailand, and I've even helped build houses in Africa. Next year, I'm planning to plant some seeds in Canada. That's one thing I haven't tried yet. So what is Rafaela's motivation? Well, it seems like she likes to help, whether it's animals, whether it's people, whether it's the environment. And how does she feel when she does volunteer work? Well, she says she feels satisfied. It's brought her a lot of satisfaction. And now, Lewis, have you ever done something really rewarding? Absolutely. Last year, I was backpacking in South America, and I had the opportunity to do some volunteer work as an assistant English teacher at a local school. When I started, I didn't have any previous teaching experience, and I was terrified. When I saw how enthusiastic the children were, I started to relax, and I ended up loving every minute of it. So are there any examples of the past simple? So I was, I had, I started, didn't have, was, saw, were, started, and ended up. And are there any examples of the present perfect? Yeah, I don't see any examples of the present perfect. All right, past simple and present perfect. So look at the differences between the past simple and the present perfect. We use the past simple when talking about a specific or particular time in the past, and that time period is finished. So I went to France 6 years ago. In 2016, we worked at an animal shelter. We use the present perfect to talk about a finished event or action that is part of our whole lives. So they have traveled to Argentina 3 times. I have never visited France. And so even though the individual actions are finished, there is the potential to do these things again in the person's life. So that's why we would use present perfect. We often use never and ever with the present perfect, as well as statements like 3 times, 5 times, many times, etc. So we're going to take a closer look at words we use with the present perfect and past simple. We use ever with questions and negative sentences in the present perfect. Have you ever done volunteer work? They haven't ever read War and Peace. We use never with positive verbs in the present perfect. They've never read War and Peace. And we use expressions that point to a specific time in the past with the past simple. The expressions can be one word or a whole clause. So I went to the pet store yesterday. We visited New York last year. Life was very different 100 years ago, and I lived in London when I was a child. So we're going to look at some vocabulary now. So pharmaceutical companies develop and sell drugs and medicine. Chemistry is the branch of science concerned with substances and their properties. Physics is the branch of science concerned with the nature and properties of matter and energy. And biology is the study of living organisms. So we're going to listen to Lucas, and then you'll be thinking about what does he mostly talk about.
I've always been interested in art. I loved art classes when I was at primary school, but I didn't continue with art when I started high school. I studied biology, chemistry, and physics, and then I went on to study biochemistry at college. I graduated with high marks and I found a job quickly with a well-known pharmaceutical company. Things were okay at the start, but soon I realized it wasn't for me. I was finding the work very stressful, and after 6 months I quit.
Okay, so mostly he talks about the subjects he studied at university and his first job. All right, so now we'll listen again, and you'll notice how he introduces his story with the present perfect and then continues giving details in the past simple.
I've always been interested in art. I loved art classes when I was at primary school, but I didn't continue with art when I started high school. I studied biology, chemistry, and physics, and then I went on to study biochemistry at college. I graduated with high marks and I found a job quickly with a well-known pharmaceutical company. Things were okay at the start, but soon I realized it wasn't for me. I was finding the work very stressful, and after 6 months I quit.
Okay, so our present perfect, I've been, and then our simple past, be loved, was, didn't continue, started, studied, went, graduated, found, were, realized, quit. Was finding here, that would be the past continuous, so we won't include that one. It's not past simple. All right, so Lucas continues talking, and we're going to listen, and then you can fill in the blanks.
While I was wondering what to do next, I started drawing again. Cartoons mostly. My parents encouraged me to send my cartoons to some publishers, and after a slow start, I began to get some work. Since then, I haven't looked back.
Okay, so here we use the past simple, started. Past simple again, encouraged. Began. And then the last one is a negative present perfect. Haven't looked back. All right, Lucas talks about his life, and then listen to how he uses the present perfect to talk about the things that have changed in his life. And then you'll be answering these questions true or false.
My cartoons have appeared in several different newspapers, and I now have regular work with one of them, which has given me some job security. In addition, I have created my own range of greeting cards and illustrated a number of books for children. I've also written 2 books, and I'm working on my 3rd. I haven't won any prizes for literature yet, but you never know. I've never regretted my decision to become a freelance cartoonist. One of the best things is the flexibility. I can work whenever and wherever I want. It's true that I don't earn anywhere near as much money as I did before, but the work is much more rewarding.
All right, so his cartoons have appeared in several newspapers. That is true. He's created his own range of greeting cards. That's also true. He has written 2 books. That's true. He has won a prize for his cartoons. That's false. He has never regretted his decision to become a freelance cartoonist. That's true. And his work as a cartoonist is rewarding. That's also true. All right, so now he talks about the things that have changed at a specific point in the past. So we're going to listen and fill in the blanks about his whole life experience using the verbs in the boxes.
My cartoons have appeared in several different newspapers, and I now have regular work with one of them, which has given me some job security. In addition, I have created my own range of greeting cards and illustrated a number of books for children. I've also written 2 books, and I'm working on my 3rd. I haven't won any prizes for literature yet, but you never know. I've never regretted my decision to become a freelance cartoonist. One of the best things is the flexibility. I can work whenever and wherever I want. It's true that I don't earn anywhere near as much money as I did before, but the work is much more rewarding.
All right, so now complete the text with the present perfect or the past simple, and here are the verbs you can use. Again, you can pause the video, try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So when I was at university, I studied environmental science. 3 years ago, I started a job as a hydrologist. I try to improve the quality of water in my city. I have always cared about the environment, so I have also done volunteer work. I am a member of Tree for Life. We have planted thousands of trees in my city. I have also spoken many times at local schools to help students understand how important trees are for the environment. Last year, I spoke at more than 25 schools. All right, so we're going to look at the statements in bold. And does the statement refer to a specific time in the past, or does it refer to Alicia's whole experience? Well, studied environmental science, it's when she was at university. So that is a specific time in the past. Started the job 3 years ago. That's a specific time. Um, have always cared. So always is her whole life. Uh, and also have done would refer to her whole life. Um, have planted is it refers to her whole life, and have spoken again to her whole life. But here, spoke refers to last year, spoke at more than 25 schools. All right, so try to make 2 sentences for each image with the present perfect and the past simple, and use a time expression from the list to complete the sentence. So you can go ahead and try that on your own, um, and then restart when you're ready to continue. And again, here are more that you can do as practice. All right, so again, now you can think about some of the things that you have done in your life and answer the questions using either the simple past or the present perfect. Have you ever helped someone, and what did you do? Have you ever given money to someone? Have you helped an elderly person? Have you helped someone who had an accident? And have you helped a stranger in the street? And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share. And if you have any questions, please leave those for me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.